I'm Miles Miller, and today I'm going to talk about the topic of war. According to PBS.org, the total number of Americans killed in all U.S. wars is more than 1.1 million. The topic of my speech is the effect war has on people because I feel that most of the time it is overlooked. I'm able to speak on this topic because I have done research and am planning on going into the military as well. Many soldiers are affected mentally and physically by war. The New York Times says war is defined as an active conflict that has claimed more than 1,000 lives. Humans have only been at peace for 268 years over the past 3,400 years, only 8% of history. At least 108 million people were killed in the 20th century. Estimates for the total number killed in all wars throughout all of human history range from 150 million to 1 billion. War has several other effects on population, including decreasing the birth rate by taking men away from their wives. New York Times says the reduced birth rate during World War II is estimated to have caused a population deficit of more than 20 million. How many people around the world serve in the military? 21.3 million people make up the combined armed forces across the world. America has the second largest military in the world. It includes 1.4 million people. More than 650,000 Americans have died while wars were being fought due to injury, accidents, and decease. 53,000 Americans were killed in World War I, 291,000 in World War II, 33,000 in the Korean War, 47,000 in the Vietnam War, and 148 in the Gulf War. War affects many people, including soldiers and their families. Soldiers that experience war are affected physically. Right from the start, a soldier has to go through many physical challenges. A soldier has to experience boot camp, which includes physically demanding drills that are complicated. Injuries on the battlefield are not uncommon and are very frequent. Soldiers may face very difficult situations that are dangerous and may result in losing an arm or a leg. They also may go through stuff that causes them to go to physical therapy and interferes with their everyday activities. Soldiers are not only affected physically, but also mentally. Many soldiers experience psychological problems during and when they return home from war. They always have constant uncertainty of being in danger and feeling unsafe. The military is aware of this issue and sends mental health professionals to all bases all over the world to provide help and support to these people. According to Prezi.com, the Army's latest mental health survey said that 21.4% of the soldiers said they suffer from mental health problems such as anxiety, depression, or acute stress. Nearly 1/4, 25% of soldiers who experience combat claim to have mental health issues from war. Soldiers are also faced with leaving their family members behind for an extended amount of time. If one of their friends gets killed in war or battle, it greatly affects the soldier. One of the biggest emotional related discoveries in the war is post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Unwanted memories may arise at any time from PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a psychiatric disorder that can occur in people who have experienced or witnessed a traumatic event such as a natural disaster, a serious accident, a terrorist act, war, combat, rape, or other violent personal assault. It also states that people with PTSD have intense disturbing thoughts and feelings related to their experience that last long times. They may relive the event through flashbacks or nightmares. They may feel sadness, fear, anger, and they may feel detached or estranged from other people. People with PTSD may avoid situations or people that remind them of their traumatic event. Many soldiers are affected mentally by war and go through hard times during it. There are many people that go to war and fight for their country, and most of the time they end up physically or emotionally damaged. Going to war has a huge effect on the soldier and can leave them mentally ill for the rest of their lives. It is important that people know the possible outcomes before going to war.